In our fast-paced world, where information is readily available at our fingertips, the act of reading has transformed from a leisurely pastime to a constant pursuit of knowledge. But there's a profound question that lingers in the minds of avid readers. How can we effectively apply what we read? Sure, you've read countless books over the years that provided tons of valuable knowledge. But here's the catch: knowledge alone isn't enough. If you want to improve your life, you actually have to apply what you're learning. Like Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. What good is it if you can recite the laws, but you don't actually use it for your own benefit? It's like having a treasure map, but never digging for the gold. And one of the most profound realizations that I've learned from trying to actually apply what I read is finding the right book for my life situation. This has not only transformed the way I actually read, but it's been a game changer in how I actually apply that information into my own life. I always fell into one-size-fits-all traps when choosing what to read. I would hear about a popular book, and then I would read all the glowing reviews, and I would dive in head first without actually knowing if it was relevant to my current life situation. And I would find myself swimming in the sea of interesting but disconnected information. I began selecting books that aligned with my personal and professional goals, my aspirations, things that I knew that I could apply that would make me a better person. So instead of feeling overwhelmed by a never-ending list of books that don't really bring a lot of value to my life, I feel empowered that every book that I have that I'm currently reading is going to play a specific role. It's like assembling a Tonka toolkit, where every book acts as a tool that is going to address a particular need. I also really like this approach because of the relatability factor. When I pick up a book that actually addresses my current circumstances, I feel like the author is talking directly to me. Their insights feel more relatable and relevant and actionable. For instance, when I was trying to lean into new career paths, I was looking for books that really had an emphasis on resilience, personal development, career planning. And these books not only provided valuable insights and guidance, but it also forced me to take actionable measures. The next pivotal shift in my reading approach has been that transition from going from a passive reader to more of an active one. This shift has not only elevated my reading experience, but it's been a catalyst for meaningful change in my life. I would just consume books like someone would just go to a movie theater, just observing the words as they flicker through the pages. I appreciated the knowledge and entertainment, but I found myself what insights they were actually bringing to my life that I could actually apply. And this is why active reading is so great, because it's not just about scanning words, but actually engaging with the text on multiple levels. It acts as like a dialogue between you and the author and a dynamic exchange of ideas. And one of the most simplest yet effective strategies for active reading is the use of marginalia. This is where in school, when you get a used book and it's just littered with highlighter, notes, everything else, that's active reading. Instead of treating your book like a first edition of Huckleberry Finn, you're going to town on it. You write in the margins, you underline key passages, and you scribble notes on those blank pages. I like to think of it like I'm having a conversation with Tom Riddle in Harry Potter. I'm asking questions, I'm challenging assumptions, and I'm jotting down my insights. It forces me to pay closer attention to the text, where I'm summarizing those paragraphs in my own words, and that only deepens my understanding. When I'm actively engaging with the material, it just becomes that much more memorable. Instead of waiting until after I finish a book, I start implementing small changes as soon as I gain valuable insights from them. Another great tool that has brought me a ton of value is just taking notes. As someone with a history of terrible memory recall, before I started taking notes, I just found myself always forgetting what I was reading. I'd read a captivating book and I would be inspired by it, but before you knew it, I would already forget what I read. It was like all that wisdom I encountered was trapped in the cave of wonders, and I didn't have the damn lamp. And so I would never put these things into practice because I wouldn't actually have anything to reference and recall. But taking notes, particularly writing them down, has changed everything. It turns the act of passive consumption into more committed learning. You're basically saying, I'm here to learn, engage, and apply. And I think the natural question that would arise is, Blake, what do you note? Honestly, it can vary from your reading purpose, but here are a few things that I do that I really find valuable. I note real-life examples or anecdotes that help me just remember the information. I also write down personal thoughts and reactions to what I just read, what questions I have about it, and how it relates to my life. Also writing down actionable steps that I can incorporate in my life after learning those key points. So let's say I'm reading something that's going to provide me value on how to ask my boss for a raise. It's not happening. Once I identify those actionable steps and strategies, I will highlight that and I will note what I could actually do in real time that's going to work for me. Another powerful aspect of taking notes is the art of summarization. After reading a chapter in a book or a section in an article, I will take a moment to write down what I learned, summarized in my own words. This deepens my comprehension, but also serves as a quick reference point when I want to revisit those key points. Instead of leaving those insights dormant on pages of a book, I use those insights on my notes to act as a springboard for action. When I come across a valuable insight or idea, I ask myself, how can I use this in my life? What can I do today to actually apply this? And in essence, I'm just collecting a treasure trove of information that applies directly to me in one resource. Another potent but often overlooked strategy is the art of rereading. Rereading those life-changing books that have been nothing short of transformative. When we pick up a book for the first time, it's like embarking on an uncharted adventure. The pages are filled with fresh ideas, new perspectives, and profound insights. It's a rush to consume our minds with all these new possibilities and all this information. And that first rereading of a life-changing book can just be a powerful catalyst for change. Think about it. It's within those pages that we often discover those valuable insights or strategies or ideas that really shape who we are. And although the initial impact can be immediate, as time passes, that impact fades gradually. Life's demands, distractions, and sheer volume of information we encounter over time can make it really hard to retain that information that we once found so compelling. And those insights that were once super vivid now just become super hazy. But when you return to one of those life-changing books, it's not just a reiteration of what you already know, but it's revisiting things that you may have forgotten and things that you may have missed. You know, when you watch a movie for the second time and you find things that you totally missed the first time around, it's like that. And you're rereading these books with a new fresh perspective, a new set of eyes. You're not the same person you were when you first read that book. And with life experience and personal growth, you're seeing that material in a fresh new light. And those insights that we either rediscover or discover for the first time act as seeds for real change in our own lives. We see how we can adapt these timeless ideas into our current circumstances and goals. It's a continuous process of deepening our understanding and aligning our lives with that wisdom. I really hope this video brought you value. If it did, it would mean the world if you'd give it a thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm so much. If you liked it, maybe share it with someone that is a book nerd but doesn't actually apply the information. I make new videos every week and I would love it if you would check more of them out. You guys are the best. You provide me an opportunity to succeed on here watching these videos in length, and it truly does mean the world to me. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Later!